Hi, everyone. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Olga, and you are on the Olga S. Pérez channel, where I talk about and share everything to do with spirituality, empowerment, intuition, astrology, all the things that are, to me, a necessary part of life to understand every aspect that we're experiencing. And when we talk about like the mind, body, and soul, it's funny because if you're if you're plugged into the soul aspect, the energetic aspect is a totally different thing than the mind. But when I personally say mind, body, and soul questions, mind, body, and soul, how to be in charge, mind, body, and soul, how to thrive in your life with mind, body, and soul. For me, the mind is just, okay, how does the mind function? The psychology of part of our experience in every day, in every aspect, personal relationships, business, work. It's how we interact with each other and how do we act, right? And how do we respond to things? How do we keep ourselves in check, or how do we master our emotions? If you've been with me for a while, you know about my Hacking Happiness series and my Hacking Happiness podcast. If you haven't already, check it out. I have links in the description below. Always feel free to contact me. My email is also in the description below. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, make sure that you do. I'm going to come up randomly doing these lives. I want to talk to you guys more. I want you to tell me more and more. What is it that you want? What is it that you like? During the whole COVID, and I didn't even want to say the word. I wanted to call it something else. Just because the boob tube, where they censored, even when you're not talking about anything that's supposedly misinformation, it's just the fact that they have these bots and whatnot. And, this is PG. This is a nice neutral channel of love and light. Who doesn't want some more love, right? Who doesn't want to be wrapped up in positivity all the time? But the reason also why I want to talk live is so that we can really share. I want you guys to give me in real time what's going on. What are your questions about life in general? What's bothering you? And if you don't know about astrology, to ask me specific questions. What are your doubts about it? Do you believe in it? Do you not believe in it? Do you follow it? Do you not follow it? Do you understand certain things and not others? I have found a way to communicate with my clients about how I interpret for them, for anyone to be able to understand what is it exactly, I like, to cut the middle guy out, make it easier. Like, for example, one of the ways that I hacked into happiness was just to be open-minded. We can't say we're open-minded and then go, oh, that's, whatever. I don't believe in that, or I don't know much about it. But people like to play with it like it's a game. And it can be fun. It's a great way when you meet someone, you're like, oh, what's your sign? And they're like, I don't know. And you say, what dates are for each sign, right? Of the 12 months, the 12 zodiacs. And you're like, oh, so you're born in September 9th? Okay. You're Virgo. But that's just the tropical astrology. But then we have this sidereal, and then we have Vedic astrology and the way they read it. And it's super interesting, at the very least. And so what's happened is that I've been able to make people be more aware and more like, is there some truth to this? The fact that they call astrology pseudoscience. If you know anything about Jung, you know anything about Jung? I think it's Carl Jung. I don't know, because I always get him confused with Carl Sagan, I guess it was, right? About astronomy and all those things, the universe. Again, I'm just simplifying it. But I've been doing this for over 20 years. And the more I did it, the more I found that there's something here. Like, I can't believe they just dismissed this. And I've gotten so much clarity and so many answers and direction, and even has helped me the ability to get along with people better. Because once I know their astrology, their chart, Just like when you know where somebody comes from, where do they grow up? Did you ever go to that country? Do you know anything about their culture or their religion? So the more I studied all religions, philosophies, just how can you not want to know and understand? And even so, the more that you study it, the more you learn it, the more you can say, I don't believe in that. I did it. I went down that, journey, and I read all these books, and I did all this research, and I talked to all these people, and nothing but respect for you for that, because how are you going to diss something if you don't know much about it? Just because, oh no, I just don't believe it. I just think it's hokey stuff. Yeah, because just like, psychics even, right? Like if some sort of just, and I don't mean when I say gypsy, a derogatory term. In fact, I feel I relate to the whole gypsy idea or culture of, just being free. Okay, that's the way I would see gypsy. But, I'm talking about the ones that people, go down the beach, they go on a boardwalk or something, and somebody's like, I'll read your palm for $5. And so sometimes people come back and like, wow, this person like really blew me away. Like it was true what they said, or it became true later on, even when they thought, oh, it's just $5, no big deal. But then there's more often is the opposite, right? They just say whatever. Sometimes they say the same thing to everybody, and they're just trying to make money. So it gives the whole arena a bad rap. But I feel like even in like the Christian Bible, there's a moment there. There's a few verses where, look up into the stars if you want answers. And I know it sounds so small, right? It sounds like, but we do look to the sky for the weather, don't we? We do look to see, is it going to rain tomorrow? What's coming? And we plug in, and there's channels for it. And, oh, what am I going to wear today? Or do I need to take my umbrella out, right? So, well, we know that the moon affects the ocean. And that's always my simple, quick answer. Well, if the moon affects the ocean, and we're mostly made out of water, how can you think it's not going to affect us? Even crime, most people know this, right? Crime goes up during a full moon all over the world. The cray-crays come out. The freaks come out. That's what I used to say years ago. I have a friend she loved, her favorite holiday is Halloween, and her favorite color is purple. And that's all like Merlin and magicians, and you could say witch. But witch doesn't have to be a bad thing. You could be a good witch. So I'm mentioning this because her and I used to go out a lot years ago, and like we were like Abbott and Costello in a way. And she was like, girl, it's a full moon, we gotta go out. And I'm like, a full moon, that's like the worst time to go out. But she loved it. She loved the drama. She loved the craziness that would come out. Like it never failed that something weird or kooky or crazy, or at least a good story to tell, happened those nights. So I'll give her that. But, now I've learned where, what? I try not to book a flight on a full moon. And I know physicians, doctors, who are not even in astrology, but they just figure, they're like, wait, there's something to this. Because every time I go to a convention and there's a full moon, it's just never good. Especially if I'm the one speaking or whatever. But mostly when it has to do with travel plans. And they just cross the board like any full moon. Doesn't matter if the full moon's in what sign, what time of the year, you know what I mean? Because they're all different. I mean, we know this, right? We've got the blue moons, we got the, super moons, we got the eclipses. That's a whole nother story. I won't go into that right now. But then, you have the harvest moon, right? Red moon, all this stuff. And it does make a difference. But it takes a lot of researching and writing down, documenting, journaling, and then you connect the dots. You start to see patterns. If you're here watching this live right now, make sure to leave a comment in the live chat, even if it's just a hello, even if you have no questions, you don't want to say anything. Make sure to give me anything. Give me a heart. Because whatever you put out there comes back, honey. These are facts, right? If you treat somebody like shit, you don't usually get anything positive back. So, speaking of which, the world right now is filled with, and they've been doing it for the last couple of years, where, they systematically been doing it for decades, but, fear is a great motivator. Fear is also a great paralyzer. And what I like about astrology is that you can predict so much. I mean, say my love partner, right? All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, why is he so sweet today? Or the last 2 days. And it's like, literally, it never fails. That the certain planets are in alignment, things are in certain positions, and then compared to this person's chart, it's like, oh, it's literally like in their chart. It never, ever fails. And when I do a simple reading, when someone comes to me for their first reading and they either want a direction or answers, am I going the right way? Or did I miss something? Or do I have any hangups? Some people come and go, I don't know, is there a thing with the whole, is there really like past lives? And what do you think about past life regressions? They're all awesome questions. Hey, ahoy das. Welcome. I just saw your little comment. Oh, your date of birth. I like this. So 3997. Now, are you putting the day first? Right? Because obviously, right? So you were born September 30th. So you're a Libra, correct? In the tropical astrology. I'm just going to focus on tropical astrology for today. And time is 3:30 p.m. Right. That's awesome that you gave me that information because that was my next thing. I mean, I can give you a general, but the moment that I know what time you're born and I know your ascendant, the way I explain it to people, there's many ways to describe it and explain it. I think for me, it's worked when I say, think of your sun. So say you're a Virgo. I'm sorry, you're a Libra. Isn't that funny? 3:30 p.m. I would have to pull up your chart. You know what? I'm going to do it while you're here. So you want to know about a government job? Is that your question, Ahoy? Ahoy das? Or is it Ajoy das? Let me know. And let me know if you guys can hear me right. Somebody mentioned a comment on one of my other channels. They were like, is there a reason why there's like the left ear? And I'm like, I don't know if it's my connection from my headpiece to the soundboard that does that. And it's just started doing it lately. But as far as I'm concerned, the mic is picking up and it should go to both your ears. So it'd be great. So yes, ahoy das. So all right. Tell you what, I'm going to screen share. Are you into astrology? Do you already know all about it? Is that why you already went ahead and gave me the time? And thank you for your comment and very welcome. And hey, why don't you share this live with somebody you know right now? Have them come in. Because I'm going to basically give you a quick reading. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to screen share. I'm going to pull up. There's a couple sites that you can use. I'm going to use AstroSeek today. Now, you know what? Let me see. I either do AstroDance or Astro.com or AstroSeek. And if I didn't already have a lot of things going on right now with this whole setup, I could probably just already think in my mind what your ascendant is. But let me, you know what? Thank you for your patience. Because I'm in certain windows, and certain windows have a password and others don't. You know what? I guess it doesn't matter. Usually for the sound, I like to use, for this setup, I have to use the Chrome web browser. But since we're not doing sound, I'm just going to show you the chart. We're going to do this one. All right. Here we go. You see that? Okay. Well, obviously, that's my stats. Let's see. How do I... Oh, no, wait. You're the 30th. Say 97 or 87? Okay, look at your comment again. Let's see. Yeah, 97. 3997. Where in the world were you born? Because latitude and longitude make a difference. I'll just put India right now. Let's see if maybe like Mumbai or something. What do you think? Is that close to where you're at? Let me see. I'm looking at your. When will I get a government job? All right. Let's see. Is that what you really want, or is that what you've been looking for? What was your birth city? Ah, okay. Lekapani. Let's see. Lekapani. Did I spell it right? Lekapani. Lek-a. Usually pops up. Let me see. Did I do this right? Lek-a. Come on. I did spell it right. What's going on here? Why doesn't it come up? Oh, wait a minute. You already told me. Oh, right. Tinsukia. Here we go. So I got it, right? September 30th, 97. Right? Or Margarita was show. Did you see what came up? That's close enough, right? As long as it's within the hour of like latitude, longitude. Okay. So here we go. So like we already mentioned, tropical astrology, you are a Libra. Now you're 7 degrees. And again, we could be here all day. This is why people book a session with me and I go all into it. Within an hour, I can get a lot done. But the way I look at it is how many degrees, how much those type of traits affect you on who you are and how you are. How do you come to people? So like I was saying earlier, the sun I would look at as like your ego. And the ascendant is the alter ego. But in astrology, the ascendant is more about how people see you versus how you see yourself. But this is the way I do it. Where I'm like, okay, so you're a Libra, and your alter, your ascendant is Pisces. See that right there? This is a sign of Pisces. Here's your ascendant. And it's in the 12th house. This particular chart doesn't show you that, but you can see it. The first house is all about your personality, yourself, in a nutshell. And you got your south node there, and it was retrograde when you were born. That says a lot. That says a lot about your karma. So just looking at this real quick, I'm like, all right, here's this person who's a Libra sun, moon in Virgo. Leo, Virgo, Libra. You got a lot going on in this 7th house of relationships. So when you're asking me about, are you going to get the government job, or do you think it'd be a good idea to get that government job? Because you said, when will I get the government job? Okay. So if we're going to do a forecast here, and that's assuming you're going to get the government job. That's assuming that you're supposed to have, or you're meant to be in that, to have that government job. That's your karma, your destiny, your dharma, right? So let's see. Certain houses tell you more Every house covers certain areas of life, right? The past, death and rebirth, or taxes, government. So what I'm looking at here, without even getting into details, just looking real quick at your chart, let me click on the transits, because this is where everything was at when you were born. So your personal universal ID. I'm going to click on the transit chart and see where these planets are right now. Where are they moving towards? And right now, because your ascendant is in Pisces, this is about a major move. This government job, does it require you going somewhere? I think it is. Whether it's a next town or another city, and it could totally be a different country. And the moon right now today, for you, it's in the 3rd house, transiting the 3rd house in Gemini. See the moon? It's 2 degrees, just started. So you're going to hear about this job. This is good. Good news is that you will hear about this job. I'm pretty sure you're going to get this job. Just taking a quick look at your birth and your transits. You're going to get this job. There's emails coming through. There's definitely communication coming through if it's not already. This is definitely a brand new relationship with Mercury transiting your 7th house of relationships, partnerships. Also, if you wanted to be, if you're looking for a higher position, a managerial position, this is totally what's happening for you. Wow, give me a second. I mean, there's a lot going on here. And like I said, I can go down for hours. But with the North Node and the South Node transiting for the whole planet in Scorpio and Taurus, it's going to be an unexpected position, or like right when you think you're not going to get it, you're going to get it. No doubt. You also have Saturn that's been transiting your 12th house of secrets. And some people could say, and I would say, this has got to do with government. So I really do think that, this is something you've been wanting for a long time. And maybe this is a new pursuit for you. In your birth chart, Saturn is right there at the tail end of the 1st house going to the 2nd house. So this has not been an easy journey for you to either make a decision to get this job in the government or to even break in the way you want to break in. And with the sun still in Leo right now, in your 6th house of service, I like this. And this is so Libra. Libra's all about servicing too. Balance, legalities. I'm loving this. I'm loving this for you. I think you're on the right track. I like this. This is good and positive at the very least. Again, I'm just giving you a quick reading right here live so that everyone can else see. And thank you so much for sharing your information with me and having me do this for you so that everyone can see. But obviously, if I'm doing it on a more personal level where you and I or whoever calls me, when a client calls me, I just go on for like the first 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, boom, 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 boom. Here you asked me for a specific question. And going back to your chart, let me see what else I can see real quick. Yeah, there's a lot going on here with service. You have your Venus and Mars. You got it in Scorpio and in Mercury. I meant to say Virgo because Virgo's ruled by Mercury, and Scorpio, Pluto. So this is definitely like, I would even imagine your position in the government that you're looking for or that you're going to get has a lot of secrets, or, there's a lot of things that have to be in the vault, and you're going to have to be quick moving. This is not like a sit down desk, calm thing. This is something with high responsibility, some tension, but I find that you find this exciting. Let me read your chat and see what you've been saying so far. So what do you think, Ahoy? You still there? And was it Ahoy, Ajoy? Or does it matter to you? So that's cool. That's cool. Because you know what? I like people like that. I like people that are like, hey, it's all right, man. It's not the end of the world if you say it wrong, right? Everybody with their snowflake feelings, as I call it. There's so much we don't know, so much we don't understand. With all a database of knowledge, Aristotle, I only know that I know nothing. It's a great quote from long ago. Okay, cool. So, looking at the transit, you see how up here you can choose the day. So I could fast forward a day, or you can also do 1 week, see what's going to happen. That can also tell me, like, okay, when is he going to hear more news? See how Mercury right there is transiting from your 7th house in Virgo, and a week from now, it's going to Libra. Still in the 7th house, but in Libra. So most likely next week, a lot of movement, a lot of communication, emails, phone calls in reference to this partnership, this new deal, negotiations on what your salary is going to be, where you're going to be going. Because I do see things being very erratic, very all of a sudden. Let me say. You got a lot of energy happening for you. A lot. I mean, your chart was already loaded with all this. Look at this. 9th, 8th house, 7th house, 11th and 12th. So definitely working with the public, servicing. You have some strong degrees and this karma, this meant to be. But you're ascendant in Pisces. I mean, with that Libra, this is beautiful if you never have the attitude of victimhood. Because I feel like you're a really good person. And maybe sometimes you feel like you're taken advantage of or people don't appreciate it. And I know a lot of people can say that, but no. Specifically for you with the Libra, Sun, Ascendant Pisces, and your Moon is in Virgo. You are all about the service and the service to the public and humanity. And you're all about doing the right thing. You want to do good. You want to help. I don't feel like you have this crazy ego. And I think you're starting. I think maybe even in the past life, maybe you weren't as aggressive in your mind and your body, like in your mind and your soul. I meant to say, you're very passionate, and it's like you have all this oomph to go get something, to do something, but it takes you a while to be adventurous. Or sometimes, maybe in your past, you were too quick to make an adventurous move, and then it was like, maybe you got a little burned, or maybe you had an accident, you fell down, or, you got a little more like, maybe I shouldn't be so crazy. Maybe I shouldn't be so, it's like a little kid when they're learning how to walk. That's really the kind of energy I'm picking up. But with that, I was just, ahoy, or a joy. I love both ways, by the way. I think it's awesome. I love your name. About marriage, well, hello. Look at all the 7th house that you've had already. I can tell you right now, Cancer is somebody that would be perfect for you. A Cancer sign, Cancer moon, or Cancer ascendant. Where's your Venus? Also Scorpio, yeah. So you got definitely a water connection, or somebody with a lot of water in their sign is for you. You mark my words, you will end up with that person. And as far as marriage goes, I mean, with Mercury coming in, typically, though, I find that when Mercury's transiting the 7th house of relationships, I mean, so is the 5th house related to relationships. It's not the only house, but this is the main one. And for me, it seems like whenever Mercury's running through that 7th house for a female, it's like you're going to meet somebody, and it's going to be sudden, and they're going to be talkative, or they're going to it's going to be a social setting. But seeing you, looking at you, I'm going, you might meet this person at work, or you already met them. And if you want to know about getting married, then I feel like you're thinking you're going to get married soon, or at least you're going to ask the person to marry you. If you're already with someone, it's happening. You guys are talking about it. You're definitely thinking about it. You will be talking about it. I'm going back to today. What's today? The 19th. Let me see. Let's see, one day. Today's the 19th. Yeah. So, as far as I'm concerned, and again, this is just a quick glance. But the energies are definitely there. Definitely there for you, Pisces. This is about you making a huge commitment. If you don't already have a partner, who you're meeting is somebody you are going to be very serious with. Living with them, partnering with them. I wouldn't be surprised, I'm telling you, if it's somebody you work with or somebody through someone else's business. Wait, let me see your chat. What did you say? Do you have a partner already? Or do you want to know if you're going to get married? Or if you're going to meet the person? And if you're going to meet them soon? Because with this, I'm going to wrap it up. And if anyone else is watching, as you're watching, I'm not really looking at how many people are watching right now, but definitely say hello, even if you don't have a question. Make sure to leave a comment in the live chat. Even an emoji, I love them. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss me, because even that doesn't always work. So keep your eye out, because I'll be coming back to talk to you more and more about these questions. Because I feel like, especially in the tarot community, astrology, tarot, people get so attached to, is this person going to call me back? Or can you read me like I did during the whole lockdowns, where I was like, okay, well, while I'm here, I'm going to do these readings. I want to help people. I want to give them something to look forward to, or, have fun with, or, it was great that so many people, most everyone came to me saying, God, your reading was like point on, even when it was just a random reading or a general reading. So that's awesome to hear that, because it was like, you know what? There is such thing as fate. The planets definitely move in a certain way, and we can predict when they're going to be, where they're going to be at, and how many degrees. Do you see what I mean? So there's just so much that for people to get so attached to, am I going to get this, and read my cards, and, I want a divination. And I get it. I've been there. But what I found is, so what? I'm going to wait for these things to tell me what's going to happen for me? No, I want to know, how can I use this energy to maximize it? Or what I love even more is where I don't miss the train when it's coming by. Because sometimes the opportunities come and we're looking the other direction, or we're hung up on something else. You know what I mean? That's why I did this, to really help people not be attached to this future where they had no say in it. Even if it is fated, you can either work with the energies or work against them. Right? Oh my God, Ahoy. You are so very welcome. To be continued. Keep in touch. I got your stats. And feel free to contact me if you really want to go and dive deeper and get more clarification and answers. Absolutely. All the information is in the description below. But more importantly, have an amazing, wonderful, beautiful day. Until next time, much love. Many blessings. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.